my lovelies. I'm going to be doing something today that I haven't done in quite some time, and I'm really excited about doing this. I am going to be doing a book review, and the book review I'm going to be doing is called The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I just finished that series, but I'm just going to be focusing kind of on the first book. So, I went and saw the movie, actually, before I read the book, and I don't do that. I'm not that kind of person. I usually insist on reading the book before seeing the movie. But there was such a separation that it didn't bother me, because a lot of the time I'll read a book, then go see the movie, and then get annoyed that the book isn't like the movie. But now they can be two separate entities in my brain. It's easier to separate because the book and the movie are totally different things. Now, they're very different. They didn't really use a whole lot of the material in the movie and from the book, but whatever. So the concept behind this book was really good. It was very well thought of, very, very dark, actually. My mom was talking about like middle schoolers reading it, and I personally would not allow, if I had like a middle school kid, I would not allow them to read it, just because of just the violence in it and the dark themes. And the books get worse and worse as you go on, but the Maze Runner starts off and it's pretty dark. But I guess at the same time, I read like the Hunger Games when I was in middle school, so I don't know. So yeah, it's very, very dark, but I'm not kind of person that likes that. I like kind of dark themes, and of course, so it's a post-apocalyptic book, because as most teen books are nowadays, either that or romance, and it did it in a very good way. It was, you don't know really what's going on in the book. It's very confusing because you're in this sense of this guy who doesn't know where he's from or kind of who he is pretty much throughout the whole book, and he's trying to figure that out because he doesn't have any memory whatsoever, and it really shows that in the book, and it gets you confused too. Like, you understand maybe a little bit more than he does as reader insight, but for the most part you and Thomas are kind of on the same track. Now, Thomas is the main character. I love Thomas. He is a wonderful guy. He's very cocksure, I guess you would call it. He's very meticulous, and like, he always has a plan. He's not like Percy Jackson with a bad plan. It's usually actually a good plan, and that's really good. And he becomes the leader really fast of the group, and it's not really questioned quite as much. There's a couple people that questioned it, but for the most part, like, nobody questioned that, oh, all of a sudden this kid that just came, into our lives is kind of controlling it. So Thomas was a really great character. Thought he was great. My favorite character in the whole book, though, is Newt. He's just funny and sarcastic, and I always love that character. I always love the sassy character, and Newt definitely was that character. He was very sassy, but also had a lot of struggles, and had a lot of things going on in his life that he knew of, and he's just a very well-rounded character. And of course, Chuck, great kid, very sweet, love him very much. Chuck's very awesome. I don't like the girl, Trish. I think her name is Trish. I don't want to be. Anyway, her the new girl into the place. For some reason, when I was reading the first book, and even throughout the rest of the series, I just never really connected with her. But there's some characters that you just don't connect with, and maybe some other people did, and I'm offending them, and I'm sorry. But for me personally, I just didn't really connect with her. I felt she was a little too flat of a character. She didn't have much character development throughout it, and she did some things that I didn't like, and she says some things that I don't like, and she's just not my favorite character. I don't like her I don't like her. I know. I know. I know. I know my friends out there that have read the book are gonna see this and they're gonna be like, "Oh, she doesn't like her. Can't even remember her name." But it's it's the truth. Um, so yeah, The Maze Runner is just a wonderful book. I would truly recommend it to people who like, you know, post-apocalyptic kind of worlds. Um, and it's different. It's very different than the rest that I've read, at least. So if you like that, kind of sci-fi-ish, and it's a good read. It's kind of quick read. They're quick books. They're not very long and arduous. They're very fast-paced, and you want to keep reading because it's so like they're always going, and doing things. So I would definitely recommend this series. I just read the whole series. It's a great series. The first book is just makes my day, and it just makes me really happy. And so yeah, so I want to thank Brittany and Catherine for turning me on to these books. They were great. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.